and welcome to this short webinar on how we teach long division at Pixies Hill Primary. Firstly, what is long division? Long division is a method for dividing larger numbers that cannot be easily calculated mentally or by using short division. We use it mainly in Year 6 and it is typically used when the divisor or number you are dividing by has 2 or more digits. This method builds on prior knowledge of multiplication, subtraction and basic division facts. From this slide you will see we have a step-by-step method. Step 1. We will look at how many times the divisor goes into the first digits without going over. Once we know this number we can move on to step 2. Here we multiply our answer in step 1 by the divisor to give us a total. Step 3. We then subtract our answer from step 2 to find out how many remainders we have. In step 4, we bring down the next number to work with before repeating the process as many times as is needed to complete the calculation. Let's talk through an example. Here you can see we have a calculation of 4,320 divided by 32. Children would be strongly encouraged to write out their 32 times table to assist them and remove any pressure when working through the calculation. Here we start asking ourselves questions to answer this. Does 32 go into 4? On this occasion it doesn't, so we would look at how many times does 32 go into 43 without going over. The answer is once. This completes step 1. For step 2, we would simply calculate one lot of 32, giving us an answer of 32. This would be written underneath and we would move to step 3, subtract to find remainders. Here you can see 43 minus 32 equals 11. Once we have this, we move to step 4. We bring down the 2 and move to repeat the process. Step 1, we ask ourselves how many times does 32 go into 112 without going over? The answer here would be 3 times. Step 2. We would then multiply 3 by 32 to get 96, writing this underneath our 112. Step 3. We would then subtract to find remainders. Next, we would bring down our 0 and repeat the process again. Step 1. How many times does 32 go into 160 without going over? The answer is 5. Step 2. What is 5 times 32? This is 160, which we write underneath the original 160. We then subtract to find any remainders. Our calculation would end here as we have no remainders and nothing left to bring down. Here you can see another example of a calculation children are presented with. In this example, they have been given the 16 timetable to help them. The children would approach this in the same way as before, following the steps. They would start by asking themselves, how many times does 16 go into 5? It doesn't. They would then move to how many times does 16 go into 51? Here you can see it goes 3 times and 3 16s are 48. 48 has then been subtracted to find remainders. There were 3 remainders. The 2 is then brought down. How many times does 16 go into 32 without going over? 2 lots of 16 go into 32 and 2 times 16 is 32 and this is then recorded under the 32. A subtraction happens to find remainders and on this occasion there are no remainders and nothing to bring down. The calculation here is complete. There are common challenges children face. Children must have conceptual understanding. This starts with the short division. This is about grasping why the method works and not just memorising steps. Long division builds on the conceptual understanding of short division and other mathematical known facts. Children often forget the sequence of steps and what their purpose is. They must know what to do with remainders and how to apply this to real-life scenarios. Thank you for watching and listening to this webinar on long division. I hope it helps answers how long division is taught at Pixies Hill Primary.